So let us take a look at age problems that involve the present time only. For question number 1, Larry is 6 years older than Red. If the sum of their ages is 40, how old is Red? Letter A, 10 years old. Letter B, 13 years old. Letter C, 17 years old. And letter D, 23 years old. Go ahead, pause the video, and give yourself 1 to 2 minutes to solve. The correct answer is letter C. Red is 17 years old. Now let us apply the T solution. First, we make a timeline. To the left side of our timeline, we indicate the people who are involved. In this case, it is Larry and Red. The problem states that Larry is 6 years older than Red, so we assign the least complicated unknown, which is X, to Red. Larry being 6 years older than Red, we set Larry's age as X plus 6. Note that only Larry and Red's present ages are involved. In other words, only the present time is involved. The next step is to set up the equation. The problem states that the sum of their ages is 40. Therefore, our equation is X plus 6, being Larry's age, plus X, being Red's age, equal to 40, which is the sum of Larry and Red's present ages. We then solve for X by combining like terms and further isolating X, like what we did in Dora's case. Thus we have X plus X is equal to 2X. We transpose 6 to the other side of the equation, gaining a negative sign. 40 minus X is equal to 34. Thus we have 2X is equal to 34. Further isolating X, we divide 2X with 2 and we do the same to the other side of the equation. Finally, we get X is equal to 17. Lastly, in our T solution, we answer the question, and the question is how old is Red? And if we go back to our timeline, Red's age at present is X, and X is equal to 17. Red's present age is 17. Let us go to question number 2. Jim is 4 times as old as Felix. The sum of their ages is 60. How old is Felix at present? Letter A, 5 years old. Letter B, 12 years old. Letter C, 48 years old. And letter D, 60 years old. Pause the video and give yourself about 1 to 2 minutes to solve. The correct answer is letter B. Felix at present is 12 years old. So like what we did in the previous question, we make a timeline. We put the names of the persons involved at the left side of our timeline. And in this example, we have Jim and Felix. The problem states that Jim is 4 times as old as Felix. Thus, we set Felix's age as X, and Jim being 4 times older than Felix, we set Jim's age as 4X. Note that only the present ages of Jim and Felix are involved. Only the present time is involved. The next step in the T solution is setting up the equation. And the problem states that the sum of Jim and Felix's present ages is 60. Thus we have 4X being Jim's present age plus X being Felix's present age is equal to 60. We then solve for X by combining like terms. X is equal to 12. Lastly, we answer the question, and the question is how old is Felix at present? And Felix's age is just X, and as we have solved, Felix is 12 years old at present. We have a similar example to illustrate the first type of age problem, which only involves the present time. The other type of age problems are those that involve the present and future times. Let us take a look at question number 3. 10 years from now, Francis will be 3 times older than he is today. What is his current age? A, 5 years old. B, 9 years old. C, 10 years old. And D, 20 years old. The correct answer is letter A. Applying the T solution, we make a timeline. We write the name of the person involved on the left side of our timeline. In this case, we have Francis. We represent Francis' age at present as X, and Francis' age 10 years from now as X plus 10. The next step is to set up the equation. The problem states that 10 years from now, Francis will be 3 times older than he is today. So our equation is 3x is equal to x plus 10. In other words, Francis' age in 10 years, which is x plus 10, will be equal to 3 times of Francis' age at present, or will be equal to 3x. Thus we get x is equal to 5. The last step is to answer the question, what is Francis' current age? And based on our timeline, Francis' current age is represented by x, and x, as we have solved, is equal to 5. Thus, answering the question, Francis is 5 years old at present. How are you doing so far? I hope that you are doing all right. So let us take a look at question number 4. Bella is 3 times as old as Alexa. 8 years from now, Bella will be twice as old as Alexa. How old will Alexa be 8 years from now? A. 32 years old, B. 24 years old, C. 16 years old, and D. 8 years old. The correct answer is letter C. So applying the T solution, we write the persons involved or given in the problem. We have Bella and Alexa. Okay, the problem states that Bella is 3 times as old as Alexa. Thus, we can represent Alexa's age as x, and Bella being 3 times older than Alexa, Bella's present age is represented as 3x. 8 years from now, Bella's age is 3x plus 8, while Alexa's age is x plus 8. Note that in this example, we have the present and the future times which are involved. It does not involve the past. To set up the equation, we look at what is given in the problem. So the problem states that 8 years from now, Bella will be twice as old as Alexa. Thus, we have 3x plus 8 is equal to quantity x plus 8. In other words, Bella's age 8 years from now will be equal to twice that of Alexa's age in 8 years. So we solve for x. We get x is equal to 8. Note that 8 is just Alexa's present age, but we are being asked for Alexa's age 8 years from now, and Alexa's age 8 years from now is x plus 8. Thus, Alexa will be 16 years old in 8 years. So here are other examples of age problems involving the present and future times. For the first problem, there is only one person involved. For the second problem, there are 2 persons involved. In the third problem, there are also 2 persons involved. Go ahead, solve the problems applying the T solution. Now, let us look at age problems that involve the present and the past times. So let's take a look at question number 5. Michael is 4 times as old as he was 12 years ago. How old is Michael? A. 4 years old, B. 16 years old, C. 24 years old, and letter D. 48 years old. The correct answer is letter B, 16 years old. So we make a timeline like what we did in the previous examples. We list the name of the person who is involved, and in this case, we only have Michael. And we set his age at present as x, and we set his age 12 years ago as x minus 12. Note that this does not involve the future time. The next step is to set up the equation, and the equation would depend on what is given in the problem. The problem states that Michael is 4 times as old as he was 12 years ago. Thus we have 4 quantity x minus 12 is equal to x. This means that Michael's present age is equal to 4 times Michael's age 12 years ago. X is equal to 16. Finally, we answer the question, how old is Michael? And Michael's present age is just x. Thus, we say Michael is 16 years old. Let us look at question number 6. Adrian is twice as old as Nate. 9 years ago, Adrian was 3 times as old as Nate. How old is Adrian now? A. 9 years old, B. 27 years old, C. 36 years old, and letter D. 72 years old. The correct answer is letter C. Adrian is 36 years old. So we make a timeline. There are 2 persons involved, Adrian and Nate. We set Nate's present age as X and Adrian's present age as 2X, since the problem states Adrian is twice as old as Nate. Now the problem states 9 years ago. So we set Adrian's age 9 years ago as 2X minus 9, and we set Nate's age 9 years ago as X minus 9. Note that this problem does not involve the future age or the future time. Next is we set up the equation. The problem states that 9 years ago, Adrian was 3 times as old as Nate. Thus, our equation is 2x minus 9 is equal to 3 quantity x minus 9. This means that Adrian's age 9 years ago, which is 2x minus 9, is equal to 3 times the age of Nate 9 years ago. Solving for x, we get 2x minus 9 is equal to 3x minus 27, since we are to distribute 3 to x and to 9. Solving further, we combine like terms. We get 2x minus 3x, we transpose 9 to the other side of the equation. We get 9 minus 27. 2x minus 3x, we get negative x. 9 minus 27, we get negative 18. We divide negative x with negative 1, and we do the same to the other side of the equation. Thus, we have x is equal to 18. Alright, so we are almost there. Now we look at age problems that involve the present, the past, and the future times. So let's take a look at question number 7. Owen's age 12 years ago plus Owen's age last year is Owen's age next year. How old is Owen? A. 12 years old, B. 14 years old, C. 15 years old, and letter D. 16 years old. The correct answer is B. 14 years old. So we construct our timeline. There is only one person involved in this problem, and that is Owen. Okay, Owen's present age is set as X. The problem mentions Owen's age 12 years ago, so we set Owen's age 12 years ago as X minus 12. The problem also mentions Owen's age last year, so we set Owen's age last year as X minus 1. And for Owen's age next year, we have X plus 1. The next step is to set up the equation, and the problem states that Owen's age 12 years ago, which is X minus 12, plus Owen's age last year, which is X minus 1, is equal to Owen's age next year, which is X plus 1. Thus, we have this equation. Solving further, we get X is equal to 14. Thus, Owen is 14 years old at present. If we are asked of Owen's age next year, that is X plus 1. If we are asked of Owen's age 12 years ago, that will be X minus 12, or 2 years old. For the next example, we have 5 years ago, Mark's age was half of the age he will be in 8 years. How old is he now? A. 5 years old, B. 13 years old, C. 18 years old, D. 26 years old. The correct answer is letter C, 18 years old. So we construct our timeline. There's only one person involved, and that is Mark. Mark's present age is X. The problem mentions of Mark's age 5 years ago, so we represent that with X minus 5. And Mark's age in 8 years is X plus 8. So the next step, following the T solution, we set up the equation. And the problem states that 5 years ago, in which Mark's age is X minus 5, is equal to half of Mark's age in 8 years. That's why we get 1/2 quantity x plus 8. This means that Mark's age 5 years ago is only equal to 1/2 of Mark's age in 8 years. So we solve for x, we distribute 1/2 to x and 8, thus we get x plus 8. Then we cross multiply x minus 5 with 2, thus we get 2 quantity x minus 5 is equal to x plus 8. We distribute 2, get 2x minus 10 is equal to x plus 8. Then we combine like terms, we get 2x minus x is equal to 8 plus 10. Solving further, we get x is equal to 18. The question is, how old is Mark now? And Mark's age at present is just x. Thus we say that Mark is 18 years old at present. So here are some more age problems that involve the present, the past, and future times. So work on them and see if you arrive at the correct answer. And don't forget our strategy, which is solving through the T solution. So that's it for now. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell for updates. I will be posting more videos soon.